Hi, friends. This is Wendy Harrop, and welcome to the Say Yes to Yourself podcast. On the Say Yes to Yourself podcast, you'll hear stories from women just like us who are adding the practice of saying yes in their daily lives in big and small ways, and as a result, are experiencing the truth that everybody wins when you say yes to yourself. Saying yes to yourself is a graceful unfolding, an intentional becoming of the very best version of you. It is my hope that in these conversations, we are able to find our truth and be inspired and empowered to live our very best lives. I'm so excited to go on this journey with you, and I look forward to finding a bit of our own story in each other's. Hello, lovely friend. I'm so glad you're here. And hooray! Don't you love to be at a party? Don't you love beginnings? Oh my gosh, I love both of those things. And this feels like a party because this is the very first week of 2 episodes. And I'm so glad you're here for this. I'm so glad that because you're here, this is even happening. So thank you. It's just a beautiful co-creative dance of goodness that we are in over here. And I am loving this podcast. I am loving hearing how all the women that I have the joy of speaking with as guests here are using this beautiful self-care practice in big and small ways. And I know that you are saying yes to yourself multiple times a day as well. And I would love to hear about that. Would you just pause this really fast and run over to your Instagram and DM me and just say, I'm in, or I'm saying yes in this way? I would really love to know. It fills my tank. It fuels my day. It is a reason for a smile. It is most definitely what delights me. And you all know I am only available for what delights me. I hope you are just finding joy and peace and expansion and more opportunities to say yes to yourself as the days unfold. And I'm so eager to share with you today's guest, my conversation with Claudine McDaniel. She's such a phenomenal woman and is doing so much, as you'll hear in this interview. But the thing that is so remarkable to me is that she is creating this beautiful business and helping so many people, and she's doing it using her second language of English. And I just want to applaud her every time I think of that. I mean, I know how I'm going to France for fun and I'm struggling to communicate, and she is speaking from the stage and going on podcasts and talking to strangers and all of these things. And I just think that when we can take an opportunity to slow down and celebrate a remarkable thing that when you're first learning a new language, you think you're never going to be taking a microphone with it. But she is just open to all that God has for her and is doing so much with these beautiful gifts that have been bestowed on her. And she is not hoarding them or keeping them to herself. She is passing them on. So let me tell you a little bit about her. She was born in Togo and immigrated to the United States. She has made an extraordinary impact through her commitment to empowering women and serving her community. In February of 2020, she founded Beyond Conquerors Incorporated, a 501c3 nonprofit organization providing education, training, and employment opportunities for women. In 2024, she secured a grant from Montgomery County to certify and support 45 women with training and employment. That same year, she launched the Life Wow program, a transformative initiative helping women restore confidence, discover talents, and build brighter futures. Claudine is a sought after speaker, regularly sharing her inspiring message, motivating individuals to overcome challenges and embrace hope. She is also the author of More Than Conquerors, From Struggles to Forgiveness, From Forgiveness to Blessing, sharing her personal journey of resilience and growth. I cannot wait for you to listen to this very inspiring conversation with Claudine McDaniel. Claudine, I am really looking forward to this conversation. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Wendy.
It's going to be fun. And I would love just to start off by asking you, how are you saying yes to yourself in this season?
So, the way I say yes to myself is that I pray. I pray every morning, I pray every day, and asking the Lord to help me through whatever it is that I'm going through in life and in this season. So, the second way is that I help people through beyond conquerors that He has given to me. And then the third way that I say yes to myself is to watch what I eat. And yes, basically that's what it is. Mhm.
It's so great. I love how that's mind, body, and soul,
Yes.
all of your yeses.
Mhm.
How has that, just starting with the body portion of it, how has that worked out for you? And what was the catalyst for that?
So the body part is the when I watch what I eat, actually, this is funny. I try not to gain weight.
As we all do.
I try not to get away, so I eat much vegetables. I try to eat whole grain rice because I love rice. And for meats, for example, I eat salmon and then chicken. So, and also I exercise not for a long time, but I take a walk some mornings I do Zumba and to keep my weight down. So that's basically what I do to maintain the way I am. I have a specific pound that I want to be every time. I don't want it to switch or anything like that. So I just make sure that I weigh myself every 2 days just to make sure that I'm on that frame.
Thank you for sharing that. I think it's so important because for me, apparently what happens when you get older is your body changes.
Yes, it changes.
Yeah. So word on the street is that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's not a certain number on the scale. That doesn't matter to me as much
Yeah.
as
Mm-hmm.
these beautiful clothes that I have owned for 25 years that have fit me the entire 25 years and
Mm-hmm.
now don't. I
Mm-hmm.
desire to remedy that. And I want to feel strong and
Yeah.
fit and beautiful in my body. And I
Yes.
think that, like you, a part of feeling like that
Mm-hmm.
allows our focus to be on the work that has been given us to do.
Yes.
Right. So if
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
having this podcast conversation, if I'm interviewing someone and my pants are too tight, I am not paying attention to anything that they are saying. And I am not the best version of myself. And I'm beating myself up. It's just a terrible experience.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I
Yes.
desire to look good and feel
Mm-hmm.
good to me so that I
Mm-hmm.
can show up the way that I want to show up
Oh, yes.
for everyone else in my world.
Yes, yes, everyone is different, everyone is different. The other day, I was talking to my daughter, and then she said, Mommy, I want to be bigger. So I'm eating all the food that I need to be bigger. Then I'm like, yes, if that's what makes you feel good, and then just go for it. And so she says thank you, thank you, mom, like, because she's a young lady, and she's a manager in a store, in a restaurant. And then at some point she kept telling me, Mommy, I'm too skinny, I want to be bigger, I want to feel bigger, and I want to feel, that will make me feel better. So
Right. You want to feel healthy.
healthy.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So, yes, I totally agree with what you said. The way you feel in your body, that's the most important thing. Yes.
Right. Because I think it can also serve as a distraction
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
from what we have to do, or we think, I can't follow my dream of starting an online business
Yes.
because I need to lose weight before I can do an Instagram live. It's like,
No.
oh my gosh. Like the stories we tell ourselves that keep us from the thing that we actually want.
So, and also the word of God says, "Go as you are." Just go, and then God is gonna take it from there. So however we are right now, if you have a dream inside of you, just go for it. Go for
Right.
it, and go for it, and then God is gonna help you along the way. Just make that first step, and then everything is just gonna follow. And don't worry about how you look. Don't worry about anybody else, what anybody else is saying or anybody else is doing. Don't worry about that. The only thing is for you to have the right mindset. Okay. So
Right.
if you feel like this is what is inside of me, this is the desire that God has put inside of me, just follow that dream. And then as you follow, he himself is going to prompt you to know how to do it, and then you to position yourself, and himself is going to give you words to say. And sometimes, it's funny, God gets involved in our everyday lives, even something that you can wear, and then to feel or to look the way you want to look, he can guide you to do that. So your dream, when you have a dream inside of you, don't don't worry about anything else, what somebody is saying or what somebody is doing to try to discourage you. Don't worry about all of those things.
Hmm.
You just need to make that first step. And then you're going to be surprised. Then the next step will come. Then the third step will come. And then before you know it, you are very, very, very far away, far ahead.
It's so true. And if we're sitting in fear about that first step, it's just prolonging the process because, like you said, there's a second step and a third one and a fourth one. It's this momentum that
Mhm.
is taking us, leading us, calling to us in the direction
Yes,
of where we want to
yes,
go and where we want to be
yes,
and
exactly.
who we want to be. And the
Mm-mm.
how is not our responsibility. I mean, that's on my sticky note in front of my desk. That is, so many of these spiritual concepts I have to, ingest or chew on a bit or take in, and I don't know about that, or I'm not sure how that will work. And some of them I only have to hear it one time. And that
Mhm.
was one I only had to hear once.
No,
The how is not my responsibility. And we know that the yes
yes,
is what unlocks the how. So it's in that forward motion, but also being focused on who we're becoming, where we want to be, and also focused
Mm-hmm.
in this present moment and how we feel in our body, not always are my pants too tight, but how do I feel?
Mm-hmm.
Do I feel happy? Do I feel constricted a bit and reaching for
Mm-hmm.
a sense of relief, just a thought that
Mm-hmm.
feels a little bit better
Mm-hmm.
than where we are now, and we can use that those emotions as our internal guidance system of this
Mm-hmm.
feels exciting slash scary, or this feels terrifying, I'm paralyzed with fear, I cannot move, scary. And those are two different, obviously two different feelings, and require two
Mm-hmm.
different courses of action to investigate what that roadblock or what that
Yes,
challenge is
because
about.
actually we all started life expecting to reach our goals and our
That's
destinies,
right.
and we start very happy. We were very happy looking forward to
Mm,
our goals, our dreams, and we're gonna get there in 30 years. We're gonna all get what we wanted. But somewhere along the way, something happens to us that interrupts that plan. And then when that thing that happens, that can be a disappointment, that can be betrayal, that can be financial problem, that can be maybe your child is off course, divorce, separation, or even maybe your husband is cheating on you, or you lost your career, your job loss or career setback. So when that thing happens to us, we feel disappointed and we feel like we are at a low place. But the thing is that we don't want to let that keep us down. That thing that happens to us keep us down. We don't want to let it. Mm-mm. So, but that was what happened to me. I'm talking to you about this.
oh,
I'm saying
say
this
more.
because that happened to
Yeah.
me. And now we have Beyond Conquerors Ministry, and inside Beyond Conquerors Ministry, we have a Life Wow program. So, but all of these things are based on a lifetime experiences that I went through. And so now I want to offer the people, share my story to the people and offer them a solution, you see. So that happened to me. I started my life and then I said, okay, at age of 18, I was going to graduate from high school. And then I think it's the same for all of us. We make our plan. We said 18, I'm going to graduate from high school. And then at 24, I'm gonna have my bachelor's degree or whatever. And then maybe at age of 30, I'm going to get married and start having children, and maybe later on I'm going to have my own business. So we have all our life planned out. So what happened in my case was that I planned that I was going to stay in my native country. By the way, I'm originally from Africa, Togo. So I planned that I was going to stay in my native country, and I had my whole life planned out. I finished school, and then I was working in this very nice organization, institution. It's an international institution. I had everything. But then I met a nice man and we got married, and then I had my two children, my two beautiful women, and everything was going well. But then out of nowhere, something happened. Something unexpected happened to me. Do you know what? I learned that my husband was cheating on me.
Mm,
At that
sorry.
point, I felt betrayed, disgusted.
Mhm.
I felt very disappointed. I felt sad. I felt emotionally wounded, you know. I felt as
Sure.
I was in a very dark place, you know, because everything was going well. You are so happy, but then this thing that, you know, was not good came out of nowhere. So I, I felt like I was in a dark place and I cried.
Yeah.
I cried. I prayed. At that moment, it seemed like God was not nearby even. Because that's how we feel when something very difficult happens to us and we want a quick answer, a quick fix. Then when it's not coming
Right.
fast enough, we think that God is not hearing us. But my dear Wendy, I want to say that God hears us. Even when it seems like he's quiet, even when it seems like we feel alone, he's still there in the loneliness. He's still there in the dark time that we are going through. So, my friend that is listening to us, my friend women, fellow women, our mothers, our daughters, or our sisters, younger generation, what has interrupted your life? Is it domestic violence or abuse? Is it financial hardship or unemployment? Is it lack of affordable housing? Is it mental health or, or divorce, natural disaster, disability? Whatever it is, God can restore you. And whatever it is, you can get restored. When you pray, God is going to restore you. But I'm going to also tell you that to gain education that you need, emotional healing through education can also help you. Because when you pray, it's in the spiritual. But what you can do for yourself, education is going to bring it to the physical, and then you're going to experience it. So I encourage you to gain education after you pray.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's so generous.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And please continue because I think that whole experience is what informed this beautiful organization that you've created.
Yes, so I'm going to continue with the story a little more. So no long from there, I got my divorce, and then something beautiful happened. The door to the United States was opened up to me. And then I moved here into the United States. But you know the surprising thing? With only $13 in my pocket.
Wow.
$13 in my pocket. But I trusted that, okay, in that chaos, if a door could open up for me, then it means that God got me.
It's totally true. I
Yes.
absolutely agree. He does not just give us these dreams in our hearts
Mm-mm.
so we can look at them but not have
Mhm.
them. He's not
Mhm.
mean. He
Mhm.
gives us the dream and will provide every resource required
Mhm.
to realize and have that dream come to us. We need to be in communication and we
Mhm.
need to take inspired action, just like you were
Yes.
saying,
Mhm.
in the direction of that dream.
Yes.
And that is how it happens.
Yes. Yes. So he guides us. So now I learned not to complain too much, but we are still in this natural body, so things hurt and we complain. But anyway, I'm gonna go back to the story. So I came here into the United States with the $13 in my pocket, and then I was so happy, very, very happy. But then when I got here, so I was so surprised because I left the familiar and then stepped into the unfamiliar.
Mm-hmm.
You see, when I got here, I realized that everything was different. The people were different. The culture was different. The language was different. The food was different.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that affected me the most, Wendy, is the language.
Sure.
Yeah, I didn't know English.
Oh, my word.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So I spoke French. I spoke Ewe. That's my native language. And then I spoke French. That's another country's language, my mother's country language. So when I came here, it was a total surprise.
Yes.
So I could not grocery shopping for myself. I could not have a conversation and faced that challenge. I just decided to go to school. I decided to go to school. So mm, it was not easy.
Right. That's amazing.
Yes. So I learned English. I spent three years learning English, and then I spent 4 years to get my bachelor's degree in accounting.
Oh, my goodness. In English.
Yes, in English.
Right. Oh, my word. That's amazing, Claudine.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you, Wendy.
welcome. I'm I have a desire to purchase property in France and I do not speak French and I'm more concerned about ordering the right baguette, let alone getting a degree from a university in French. So that is amazing that you did that. Please continue.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Thank you. So I got my bachelor's degree, and from that, I would say that God has opened up a door for me to find a job with a federal contracting company,
Mm-hmm.
a CPA company. And then my assignment was at the Department of Agriculture. That was where I went to work every morning. So while I was working, I decided to write my story, you know, the background, how my background, what I went through up until then. So I wrote my book, and the name of the book is More Than Conquerors, From Struggles to Forgiveness, From Forgiveness to Blessings.
Beautiful.
One more time, More Than Conquerors, From Struggles to Forgiveness, From Forgiveness to Blessings. So why did I give it that name, especially from struggles to forgiveness?
Right.
It was because the things that happened to me, people were the one behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Things most of the time when things happen to us in life is because of somebody did something to you that causes that thing, you see.
Right.
So I was so bitter, very, I was so sad that the things that happened to me, most of them was because of my ex-husband and
Mm-hmm.
then his family. So more of my story is in the book. So because of that, I did not forgive, you see.
Mm.
So up until a time came when I was trying to learn this language, I could not get it all together. But then one day the Lord spoke to me, to my heart, and said, forgive. He said for me to forgive, Wendy. And then I'm telling you, forgiveness is the hardest thing to do.
As hard as we make it, but
Ah,
yes.
it's, yes, it's very hard. So what I did was I started praying, calling the people who hurt me, calling, praying. And so it was then that I felt relief to continue doing, pursuing my dream freely,
Right.
freely. I felt free.
Yep.
So
Right. Forgiveness frees you, not them.
exactly. So when you forgive somebody, actually you are doing yourself a favor. That's what I
Yes.
that's what I came to realize. I did
Mm-hmm.
myself a favor. And Wendy, to be honest, if I didn't do that, I don't think that I would be able to do all of these things that I
For
have done
sure.
today. Yes.
Yep.
So through that book, going back to the story now, through that book, I was able to speak in churches and then a home, women's shelters, nursing
Mm.
homes. And then my pastor, Pastor Kelly, this woman, this pastor, she is amazing. And she had me in her platform. That was my first speech in this country. And so
Oh my
from there,
gosh.
yeah, so from there, I was able to speak in women's shelters, nursing homes, and churches. So while I was doing that, then I felt like, okay, now to prepare my future, just in case I don't have a job, or to prepare my future, maybe I can create a business because
Right.
now I have accounting degree. So I was praying about that. Should I create my business, or what should I do, or should I continue with speaking? And one day, the the Lord spoke to my heart, and He said to start a nonprofit organization and to help those in need. But I'm like, Father, how am I gonna do that? Okay, so, but okay, I took my step. I took the step. I had no idea what nonprofit world is. I just I just got started. And then one day I met this lady, long story short, I met this lady and she told me that she's a consultant and she helps people find their strength. So I took the course with her. So the result from that meeting, that course was a mind blowing. She told me that my gift, my one of my God-given talents is to serve, is to help others. You see, Wendy? So what I got in my secret place praying to get a confirmation, the consultant, she actually told me that serving is my gift. So now I knew that for sure I'm supposed to help people. So our listeners, our sisters, our our daughters, and then our young people. So if you are listening to me, if you want to know your strength, if you want to know that one of your strength is executing strength, influencing strength, relationship building strength, strategic thinking strength. It is time for you to find out. And we have that class here at Beyond Conquerors.
Oh, that's so fantastic.
Yes, yes, thank you.
You're welcome. So, as a result of your story and the progression and where you took it, so you've created now Beyond Conquerors Ministry, and it's helping people identify that strength. And you use the Strength Finders platform, is that correct?
Yes, yes,
That's amazing. And
yes.
is that step what is that the first place they go, or the first track of your program, or is that the second one?
Yes, so this is the second one. And
Okay.
the first one is that we go through problems, things interrupt our lives, and
Mm-hmm.
then we get emotionally wounded. Okay. So what we offer is emotional healing course. So then after that, they get the strength finder course to know what their strengths are.
Sure.
Yes.
That's so great. And it's really important. I mean, as you witnessed and as you know, of course, but if you're still beating the drum of this bad thing that happened to you, and you are not doing the mindset work that includes forgiveness, that includes giving yourself permission and agency to own the dream that's in your heart and to be available for what the next steps are, the ones
Mhm.
that come through your personal time and interaction with your source, or the ones that come through people as well. And, like for in your case and in mine as well, those are a combination. Um, I love that. So, and I also love how you have partnered with experts
Mhm.
that have already created these platforms. So you
Yes.
didn't say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to recreate everything and, read these books or use these people's ideas to build our own thing. You're so brilliant. You just plugged into what's already working. And then I
Mhm.
think it's also fantastic because the brand credibility
Mhm.
of Strength Finders uplifts your brand credibility for someone
Mhm.
who hasn't heard of that yet. They
Mhm.
haven't heard of Beyond Conquerors Ministries, but they've heard of Strength Finders. So it's a brilliant business strategy as well as really effective
Mhm.
for the people that are going through this process. So they start with the mindset work, and they work with a coach or professional from that platform. Then they
Mhm.
transition into the Strength Finders. And
Mhm.
then what happens next?
Yes, actually, the first step for them is to get emotionally healed.
Mm-hmm.
Emotionally healed. So we have people, experts in that area to help them. And also they develop tools that they need in order to solve those problems that may come in the future as well.
Sure.
So is a course that position them to find their confidence again, to get
Yes.
back up again. You see,
Yes.
so now from there they take the strength finder course to see their God-given talent or what they are naturally good at. You see,
Mm-hmm.
every one of us, no matter where you come from, no matter where your background is, you have something inside of you that comes to you easily or that comes to you naturally. So, see, for us to make sure that we are doing the right thing and helping the people effectively, we need to work with experts
Sure.
experts. So when, for example, if the people come to Beyond Conquerors Ministry, it's not me, Claudine McDaniel, that is going to train them.
Right.
Experts. are going to train them, are the ones that are going to help them so they get the results, that they needed.
It's beautiful. You're facilitating this gorgeous dance.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Wendy. So going back to my story, with Beyond Conquerors, when I started it, Wendy, it wasn't easy. So I'm going to tell my friends that are watching, when you start that dream that God put in your heart, sometimes it's not going to be easy. But it's not easy doesn't mean that you can't do it. Okay? It's not easy doesn't mean that God is not with you. It's not easy doesn't mean for you to give up. No, keep on going. And then one thing that I have noticed through this journey is that the enemy knows that you are going to impact other people. So he does everything to stop you from reaching there. Either sometimes it's our own mindset. The
Mhm.
fear, you spoke about fear
Mhm.
before. So the enemy we're talking about, your own fear can be your own enemy. Your
Right.
own mindset can be your own
Right.
enemy.
Yeah.
So don't let fear and then some other mindset or maybe other people, the way they see you can be enemy. I'm not saying the people are your enemy, but the
Right.
way they see you, they perceive you, you know.
Even the way you perceive them perceiving you,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Because it's all an inside job.
And so it wasn't easy for a Beyond Conquerors to keep on going, but God has been with us. And then we have been feeding 50 families every week.
Wow.
Yeah, 50 families giving them food every Friday in my community. And then we have been helping women in shelters, providing them hot meal in DMV area. So it hasn't been easy, but God has been with us. So at some point, I will send you some of the pictures.
Oh, please. Yeah, we can link them down in the show notes.
Yeah.
So to get to the program that they start with the emotional healing, they go to Strength Finders. What happens after that? Because
Yes.
there's
So
4 parts, correct?
yes, there are 4 parts to this program. So the third program is for them to take skills that they need. Like, so we break it down in 2 parts, 2 little sections. So the first one is that they take basic courses. So people can learn how to, basic courses, small things like how to learn computers,
Oh, sure.
how to
Mhm.
learn office work
Right.
and things like that. So those are the courses that we provide them. And we have up until, we have more than 3,000 courses people can choose from. And that area also, we partner with established companies,
Sure.
organizations, and one of them that we are looking into right now is LinkedIn.
Oh, brilliant.
LinkedIn learning, so people can get the quality training that they need.
Sure.
That third part is actually optional.
Sure. If somebody doesn't need that, then they don't have to go through that part. Okay. But the emotional healing is not optional.
No,
No.
that one is not optional
Right.
because all of us, like as I started, all of us, we started life expecting to reach there, but then along the way things happen to us. So that one, I would recommend that to anyone, especially I think 4 years ago, COVID-19 came and we lost, many of us, we lost our loved ones. And also, many of us, we found ourselves in a place that we didn't want to, and it was unexpected to everyone.
And some of us found ourselves.
We all are designed to be touched, you know, because when God was creating everything, He spoke, and those things came to pass, right? But when it comes to people, God Himself put His hands and then mold the people. So ever since, that's why we human beings, we need touch. And so COVID-19 came, and it's like you can touch your brother, you can touch this person, you can get close to this person, and we became very, very isolated, you know. So that's one of the things that I wanted to point out very fast, very quickly, that emotional healing, we all need that. And also for us to find our strength, to know exactly what our strength is, so we don't lose our time here. We
Mhm.
all have 120 years to live, 120 years to live. What will you do if you know exactly what you are supposed to do, so you can reach your purpose, you can fulfill your purpose in this earth, make the impact that you need to make, you see? So that's why, for me personally, I suggest that, all of us, we take this course so we know exactly what our strengths are, and so we can use that effectively.
Sure. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, and then part 4 is?
Oh, okay. So part three, I'm still on part three.
Oh, sorry.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
No,
So
you don't
the
have to
part three,
apologize.
yeah, the part three is about uh, basic courses. And so these courses are skills that are important that we all know. So now, from there, we offer the advanced courses. So these advanced courses are courses that people need to take in order to get certified.
Okay.
So if you want to be certified, let's say you want to be certified in cyber security, get certification in cyber security, or maybe nursing assistance, or business analysis, and bookkeeping, accounting, and all of those things, you get certified. When you get certified, then you have the ability to go out there and find a job. And then the people, when one of the advantages of getting certified is to you improve your job prospects, and
Sure.
then you get higher paid, you see,
Right.
you get credibility, you see, you have career growth as well, because you get that certification. And also professional work, professional networking are open up to you.
Right.
So those are the reasons why we provide this, so the people can be able to catch up to catch up on the time that they have lost.
Exactly.
See, because my idea behind this is that when things happen to us, sometimes we are at that place for we lose months,
Mhm.
lose years. And
Yep.
in my case, it took me it took me 7 years to get my bachelor's degree, or to get something that can help me to get a very good job. So
Mhm.
what about somebody who doesn't have that long time on his hand or her
Right.
hands, but still want to get a better job, a better paid? So that's why we have this in place, get this shortcut that can help you catch up on your time and your energy. Because
Right.
face it, you are not 14 years old again right now.
Right. Oh, I love it. I love it, so holistic. I mean, and really well. thought out. You're brilliant. Good job.
It's God. All the glory.
I know, but God could be full of good ideas, and if you don't take any inspired action, then there's no Beyond Conquerors
That
ministry. So good job.
that's true. That's true. And that's why I can't emphasize this enough. If my sister watching me, my mother watching me, you are still breathing, you have a dream inside of you, don't let anything stop you. And I'm
That's
going
right.
to keep on saying this. It might not be easy, but keep on going. It might not be easy, but get up and do one thing at a time, and you will make it happen. And God with you, you will make it happen. So the first part of this program is that people will get a professional coaching and employment assistance.
That's so brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Wendy.
Of course. It's just great because when something like this happens
Mhm,
to a person, I mean, it's devastating regardless. If you
mhm.
have an
Yeah.
MBA and something terrible happens to you,
Mhm,
then
mhm,
something terrible happens to you. But often in um, in a community that doesn't have those same resources available to them when they were living at their parents' house or whatever, going through the educational system, you've made it as easy as possible for them to move through these areas, but you've also allowed for greater impact and greater growth because you partnered with experts at each of those steps. It's
Yes.
really so great. And then the pricing of it, you do it a la carte. So they pay by as they enter each realm of this program. So some people are going to take all four, some people might take two or three of them.
Mhm.
It just depends. But the way that you have structured the payment, and am I correct that each of these modules costs $450?
Yes, it's 497
Okay,
each one of them.
$497. Oh my
$97.
gosh.
Yes.
It's so brilliant. So even if, you know, a listener is not in this situation, we know people. We're happy to spread this information for you. Of course, we're going to link everything down in the show notes.
Mhm.
But as we wrap up, tell everybody how they can find and follow you.
Yeah. So they can go to our website beyondconquerors.org. So once they are on the website, they go to Life Wow tab, or they can go to the Success Institute tab. Under there, they will see emotional healing. So they click on emotional healing, then they put their information in a form there, and then they scroll down, and then they will see the donate button. Actually, as you can see, we try to make it very, very affordable for anyone.
Yes. And they can also, like you said, because it's a donation, not a price, so they can also write it off.
Yes,
You're
exactly.
so smart. Good job. And I do have to say, congratulations and well done, not only in this business situation, but learning a new language as an adult is no joke. So the
Hmm.
fact that you could even spell words, like how many languages were you translating as you were saying, spelling the words Beyond Conquerors? I just, I applaud all of the yeses that you have said to yourself to get to this place. And it's so beautiful. And the impact that you're having has ripple effects that you'll never know about, but it's really, really beautiful. And I'm so delighted that we had the opportunity to connect.
Thank you so much, Wendy. Thank you for having me on the show. And God bless you. And once again, I want to thank all our listeners and that for being here to taking the time to listen to us today. And may God bless you once again. Before I leave you today, I want to encourage you, whatever you have on your heart, don't keep it inside, even if you think it's very, very small. Somebody somewhere is waiting for that to be inspired by it. And so once you take that out, somebody is going to be inspired by it. We all are going to be inspired by it. So thank you, Wendy, for having me. Again, if you want more information about this organization, go to www.beyondconquerors.org. You can donate $4.97 two times if you want for 2 courses, 3 times if you want for 3 courses, 4 times for if you want for all the program, the 4 parts of the programs. Or you can donate. You can just donate if you want to support this ministry, because we have been helping families, feeding every families, 50 families every Friday. And every Friday, people are calling me. Are you coming? People are waiting. Is she coming? So if you could please support this ministry, it will be awesome. And if you are listening and you have an organization, you have a company that you want the people in your company to benefit from this emotional healing course, because the people that are in your company, each one of them, they are going through things in their own families, in their own communities. They have relationship problems. So for you to have a successful company, and if you want to solve that problem in your company, we can help you. We can help you, and we can make the price very, very affordable for you to provide that solution to the people, to your team. So and also the same for Strength Finder. And thank you, Wendy. Thank you so, so much. And thank you, all of you that have been tuned in today. Thank you very much, Wendy.
It's my pleasure. And I love your entrepreneurial spirit to even think outside your own box of how people can use this. Well done, Queen. I hope you enjoyed that conversation as much as I did. As always, any links or notes mentioned can be found at phineaswrighthouse.com in the podcast section of our site, or in the show notes below. And if you haven't connected with me personally, come find me on Instagram at Phineas Wrighthouse and let me know you listened to this episode. I'd love to get to know you. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I know your days are full, and I'm really grateful that you chose to spend some of your precious time right here. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any of these delightful conversations. I'll see you next week.